Week 2. Now, I've been thinking a lot about astronauts this week, because if you're an astronaut up in space, it's dangerous to go outside, isn't it? So in a way, we have all become like astronauts in our own little spaceships, haven't we? I had to go out for milk earlier in the week and I didn't like it. I went to the local Aldi. There was tape on the floor as a guide to see like how far away you should be from the next person. They put up plastic barriers in front of all the till staff, and they had signs up saying please pay by contactless if you can. People were queuing up outside really far apart from each other to collect trolleys, and it was kind of like a one in, one out basis, which I didn't notice until I was on the way out. So hopefully that just means there was no one queuing up when I went in, not that I just walked straight past everyone like an idiot. But then again, when you're not expecting these things, you're not looking out for them, are you? Whatever. Anyway, I guess the question everyone's asking is, Mark, have you still been working on your game? Do you like my wallpaper? Anyway, here we are, week 2. Now here's something we didn't have last week. It's a little title screen. We've got a picture of the egg with some grass in the background. Isn't that nice? There's also an icon in the top corner of the screen here. You click on this, it brings up a little settings menu where you can change the colour of the background if you wish. And also delete any save data, which makes it easier for me to start over and test the game. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is all familiar now. We've got the little egg, you poke it to arch. Thank you, here he is. Hello fella, here you are again, week 2. Hunger bar appears, great, feed him an apple. You notice that's a little bit different from last week. The apple actually disappears while he's eating it and reappears in a kind of video game kind of way. Right, now here's where things start to get different. Last week, you click on the ball, he just played with it, everything was Onkidora, nothing much else happened. Now you'll notice that when I hover over the ball, not only do you get the benefits there on the health meter, so the health meter has been integrated into the game now, but his hunger meter also decreases, so playing around increases health but makes him a bit hungrier. There we go. Aha, and what's this now? So as soon as you play with something, his XP bar appears and he's level 0. There we go, he's got some XP for playing with the ball there. Excellent. So I've added XP and a leveling system into the game. Let's feed him again. Yum yum yum. Why did I make a yum yum sound? Anyway, whatever. So play with the ball one more time. It should level him up to level 1. New food. That's right. Yes. So we click on the bar now, and he's got a banana. So that's the point of it now. So as you level him up and gain XP, I want to add more things into the game. Yum yum yum. Stop saying yum yum yum. Anyway, let's see what happens when we level him up to level 2. I might just speed this up now. Right, here we go. He's got it. Right, so when you reach level 2, you get this little icon down here, and this is mostly what I've been working on this week. So when you click this, he goes off on an adventure. A castle appears, he gets a sword and shield, and hey presto, we're on an adventure. Here comes a skeleton. They take turns attacking each other. I love it. And when he beats the skeleton, it takes his head off. Fantastic. What a strong little creature this is. And at the end of each fight, an icon appears. Hopefully this is self-explanatory. One means go home, the other means continue the adventure. Let's go on. At the moment, this is all there is to the adventure. Skeletons appear and you defeat them, one after the other. Yes, it really does make me smile watching him knock the head off a skeleton. You notice the skeleton does not have a health bar after all that moaning I did playing River City Girls the other week. Such a hypocrite. I'll have to add health bars in. Also, every time the skeleton attacks our little creature, it's taking health from him up here. Nearly dead. Let's go home. Let's call it a day. Oh yeah, the death condition now, I've changed it. So the health bar does drain over time, very slowly though. There we go. And that's the condition where he collapses, when the health bar reaches 0. When the food bar reaches 0, it doesn't do anything now. Well, I say it doesn't do anything. What it does is the food bar goes red. I keep mixing up food and health. When the food bar reaches 0, it goes red, and the health bar starts to drain quite dramatically. And when the health bar reaches 0, that's when he goes to this unconscious state. And from there, the health will slowly recharge, very slowly actually. That's your punishment, you have to wait around. But when it recharges to halfway, he wakes up and he's back to normal. Also, the hunger bar stays where it is while he's unconscious like this. And that's it, that's all the updates to the game. What do you reckon? That's not bad. That's not bad, I think, for a week's progress. I would say that though, wouldn't I? Anyway, what else have I been up to this week? Now it's time for Anime of the Week.
Now it's time for Anime of the Week!
What a load of shit. Last week I watched a show called Ray Earth. I thought it was rubbish. This week I watched Erased and I thought it was fantastic. Let me just adjust that camera there. There we go. Erased. Amazing. Now, the premise. It's about a guy trying to stop the murder of a child. So that doesn't exactly sound very cheerful, Mark. Well, in places it isn't. In places it's very dark. In places I thought it was actually quite hard to watch. I'm talking about stuff, like child abuse, domestic abuse. It's an abuse-orama. But stick with it to the end. It's absolutely well worth it. There are moments of joy and levity in this series. It's not all grim. And it's gripping stuff. And did I mention, twist, there's time travel involved. This is one of the best anime I've ever seen. Easily. Check it out. It's not a load of shit. Erased.
Now it's time for Anime of the Week!
What a load of shit. Trials of Mana now. As far as video games go, that's what I've been playing this week. I'm about 7 hours in, which makes sense. I've managed to squeeze in about an hour a day. Now, where am I up to now? I think I'm on the quest to collect several spirits. I think there's 7 spirits in the world, and I've got 3 or 4 of them now. I just collected the one from the ghost ship. I love a ghost ship in an RPG. There's one in Grandia, there's one in Tales of Vesperia. All the greats have got a ghost ship, haven't they? Anyway, so the combat's quite basic. It's what you'd expect. It's a Super Nintendo game, although at a certain point I believe you can upgrade the class of your character. I'm not quite there yet. I think you have to be level 18 before you can do that, but I'm getting there. And I'm enjoying it. It seems a little bit. I think Trials of Mana is one of those games that was developed quite late on in the Super Nintendo's lifespan. It's really pushing the system. You can see when you go into the menus, they're really laggy. And apparently the original release was like that. It's not an issue with the port. I'll tell you what, I would be interested to see how this all looks, how the remake compares to the original when it comes out later this month. I've been thinking a lot about remakes this month. Remakes are a real big thing for the games industry, aren't they? We had the high-profile Final Fantasy VII remake, and Resident Evil 3, the remake, is out any day now on the heels of the Resident Evil 2 remake, which was so well received last year. It seems like they've turned that around really quick, don't you think? Well, anyway, the games industry loves a remake. I mean, I was looking at my wish list myself, and obviously I'm looking forward to the remake of Trials of Mana, the Xenoblade Chronicles remake. It's remake city. Why is that? Why are video games such fertile ground for remakes? Why do we love a remake? Even when I was playing Collection of Mana, I'm like, why is Final Fantasy Adventure on this collection? Why didn't they include the GBA Sword of Mana remake? Hang on, have I got it here? Hey, there we go. Why didn't they include Sword of Mana, the Game Boy Advance remake, which in my opinion is far superior to Final Fantasy Adventure? I don't know. Why are we so keen on remakes? I don't actually have any thoughts about that. It's just a question. Oftentimes they're better, aren't they? Can you think of a video game remake that is worse than the original? The only one I can think of is Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, which came out on GameCube, and they added in a bunch of really bombastic, over-the-top cutscenes. Yes, they added to the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid. Just saying that out loud is a bad idea, isn't it? It's like Metal Gear Solid had enough cutscenes, but they piled some more on. They made it more flamboyant. It's like, there aren't enough sweet flips in this cutscene. Let's add some in. Anyway, that was The Twin Snakes. I enjoyed it at the time, but looking back, I would rather play the original. But that's all I can think of, remakes versus original on video games. Every other game I could think of that's been remade, the remake has been an improvement. Maybe that's why, because in films it's not the case, is it? Most of the time, when a film gets remade, people prefer the original. I don't know if that's just an age thing or what. Whatever. So I'll be playing some more Trials of Mana this week. I'm not ditching it, although I did there was a couple of days ago, maybe even yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. A huge sale just landed on the eShop, and I bought a bunch of games. In fact, I recorded a clip just after I bought them. Yeah, check this out. Alright, impromptu challenge for myself. So every time I buy a new game, I write it down in the back of my diary. So at the end of the year, I've got a list of all the video games I bought that year. Now, the Switch, they've just had a huge sale on the eShop pop up. So I do the same thing I do every time, which is I hit my wish list and see which of the games on my wish list are on sale. It's the safest way of doing it. If I just look at all the offers, I'll just end up buying 100 things. So I look through my wish list and see which of the games that I was already interested in have a good discount on them. I bought 6 games. Now the challenge to myself is, of those 6 games, can I remember them now to write them down on my list? Because I must have wanted them and I just bought them. So if I can't even remember what they are, what does that say? Okay, so number 1, Fast RMX, because I've been wanting a racing game on the Switch, and a Fast RMX looks like just about the only decent one. So I thought I'd give it a go. Put it on my wish list. It looks like a bit like F-Zero, a bit like Wipeout. Give that a go. Number 1, Fast RMX. Number 2, The Tourist. Okay, we're doing good. The Tourist seems interesting. I like the look of it. I like that tilt shift look. You know, it makes everything look like a little toy box. It's real nice. Octopath's got a similar thing going on. Number 3, Doraemon Story of Seasons. I've been watching everyone kick up a big fuss over Animal Crossing and I just don't get it. I was watching the Giant Bomb Quick Look where Abby was doing it, and then within like 10 minutes she was like, look at this, you can pick stuff up and put it down wherever you want now. And I'm like, shut up, you can pick stuff up and put it down again. You know, take my 50 quid Nintendo, don't think so. But Doraemon, it's got that's the kind of game for me, in a similar kind of vein, you know what I mean? Like relaxing, you know, like a slower pace of things. But it's in a vein of like, you know, your Stardew Valley or your Graveyard Keeper or something like that. That'll do me in toward that end. So that's 3 out of 6 so far. What else? Oh, Demon's Tilt, which is a sweet looking pinball game. Reminds me a little bit of Dragon Revenge from the old Mega Drive. 2 more. What were the other 2? This is bad, and I should not. I literally just bought them. I put down my money. Oh, Earth Knight. Earth Knight, which I think is like a procedurally generated arcade platformer from the looks of things. I'm getting similar vibes from Skyrocket looking at it, but that's been sat on my wish list for a while now. 1 more. What was the other one? What did I just bought it. Fast RMX, The Tourist, Doraemon, Demon's Tilt, Earth Knight, and God, I could picture it. Kunai. Yeah, I got it. Oh my God, I nearly forgot. But there you go, Kunai, which is an altogether now 2D pixel graphic indie Metroidvania, which is like the Switch's stock in trade, but I bloody love them. And the guys on All the Small Games, which is a podcast I listen to, you should check it out if you like indie games, All the Small Games. They were talking about it a couple of episodes ago, I think, maybe even the last episode. And they seem to like it, and I trust those guys. So I'm going to check out Kunai. Did you see the smoke coming out of my ears? Flipping gears in my head. I buy games faster than I can even notice. So the 6 I just bought are Fast RMX, The Tourist, Doraemon Story of Seasons, Demon Till, Earth Knight, and Kunai. I should test them all out and give a little impression, shouldn't I? Anyway, well done me. So on top of playing Trials of Mana and watching some other anime, I'm about halfway into the first season of A Certain Magical Index this week. Spoilers, it's not as good as Erased. I'll try and play those other games. Maybe like I'll try a different one each day, play it for like half an hour, and I'll give my impression on all those games I bought next week. Look forward to that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're all staying safe. See you next time.